Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Aldate, and I'm going to be talking about my research project. And my research project question actually had to be, is multitasking a productive method of work? And throughout this entire thing, I managed to get a handful of studies from the UTSA library. One being, several being about multitasking, what it is in general, how certain people use it in their professions as far as like teaching, how one uses it in their daily lives as far as parenting, and one professor who actually did casework study on that as far as the students paying attention, and then some of them having different software open on their laptops and being whether or not that they can actually pay attention. So yeah, that's a few of my caseworks, journals backing my evidence that I found. Um, and right to the point, multitasking is not scientifically or physically possible for you to do. It's something that my girlfriend and I always argued about. I always believed, that I could multitask, and I was able to do things simultaneously and succeed at them. And although it may seem that we can actually do both things, it's not possible. You're not putting your entire 110% into just doing one thing at a time. You're trying to split that time up, and you're doing half and half at the same time, opposed to you just going straight through and doing everything at one time. You'd actually be a lot more faster doing that opposed to just doing two things at the same time. I found this out, like I said, based off the research that I was like looking up. Um, a cool fact that I actually found from one of the journals that I was reading, um, it states that students who are having multiple screens open and attempting multitask were those solely paying attention to the lecture while the other one's taking notes, like on the laptop necessarily. It stated the data that students engage in substantial multitasking behavior with their laptops and have non-course related software applications open and active about 42% of the time. So 42% of your time of like most professors that had laptops available to use, 42% of them, of course, almost half the class was not paying attention only because they had two things open at the same time and they're trying to do two things at the same time. And personally speaking, I've done that time to time again as far as, trying to do things simultaneously and do other homework and classes, and I couldn't necessarily concentrate on either or. Um, so yeah, that pretty much stands that fact. Another one about the parents trying to multitask as far as, with their babies and trying to change one while feeding the other. You're doing too much necessarily, and you're kind of just like not focusing on it, and you're not giving enough attention to like one kid, and something can happen there, and it could be dangerous even as far as texting and driving, which is a completely bad thing to do. um, yeah, it's not possible. That's exactly why they ruled that out. And even though hands-free driving, you can't technically concentrate on like a conversation as concentrating on the actual road itself. So yeah, these are just a few things really caught my attention as far as like multitasking, how it's not obtainable to do, and how it's actually a bad thing to do, and you lose a lot more than you're gaining trying to do that. You actually do a lot better if you're just focusing on one task alone, opposed to trying to do multiple things at the same time. So yeah, that's my project on, is multitasking a productive method of work? The answer is no, it is not. It's actually really bad to do. Thank you.